What if the reason you keep losing trades has nothing to do with your strategy? Not your entries, not your exits, not your risk management. What if the real problem is something no indicator can fix? You don't actually know yourself. And before you roll your eyes, this isn't motivational fluff. This is the one blind spot that keeps intelligent traders stuck for years. Here is what the research actually says. The single biggest driver of psychological change isn't the right technique, isn't the perfect system, isn't the framework you paid $2,000 to learn. It's the quality of the relationship between the coach and the person being coached. Warmth, presence, genuine understanding. That's what makes change sick, not information. Here is where it gets personal. You are your own coach. Every morning when you sit down at that desk, that's a coaching session. So ask yourself honestly, what kind of coach shows up? Think about the last time someone truly understood you, not just nodded along, not just waited for their turn to speak, actually got you. Your thinking, your reasoning, your vision. Something shifts in that moment, right? The noise quiets, you become more certain of yourself. That feeling has a name. Psychologists call it visibility, being truly seen. Now, here is the question that should make you pause. When is the last time you saw yourself that clearly? Most traders never do. They can recite their strategy in their sleep. They know their risk parameters. They have memorized every candlestick patterns ever named. But ask them what they genuinely do best as traders, and there is no answer. Ask them what specific strengths carried a winning trade last week. Silence. They know the market inside out, and they are complete strangers to themselves. That's not a strategy problem, that's a visibility problem. And let me walk you through what invisibility actually looks like. Not in theory, but on real trading day. So you wake up, you drink your coffee, open your charts, do your checklists, same routine. And somewhere in that routine, the real version of you, the one with sharp instincts, hard won patterns recognition, gets buried. Buried under habits, under autopilot of whatever the market is doing today. You are going through the motions, technically present, emotionally absent, disconnected from the very things that make you good. And then after another flat week, you wonder why nothing is improving. You add more indicators, tighten the rules, start a new journal. But you never ask the real question: am I even using my actual strengths? And here is the fix, and it's simpler than anything you've tried before. One question every single morning before the first chart loads. What did I do best yesterday, and how do I do it again today? Not what went wrong, not what do I need to fix, not another autopsy of yesterday's losses. What did I do best? Notice the difference because it's not subtle. One question builds an identity, the other builds a case against yourself. And you cannot trade well from the witness stand. Now open your trading journal if you have one. Count the positive statements, count the critical ones. Be honest. For most traders, the negatives win by a landslide. So in the comments, please tell me if that's your case too. Every entry reads like a confession. Every loss gets 3 paragraphs. Every win gets one line, maybe. And what does that do over time? Your inner coach stops coaching. It starts prosecuting, cross examining every decision, questioning your instincts, building a slow, quiet case that maybe you are just not cut out of this. Nobody improves under prosecution. Nobody. Think about the best coach you have ever had in any area of life: a teacher, a mentor, a trainer. Did they get results by cataloging your failures every single day? No. They spotted what you did well, sometimes before you even noticed it yourself. Then they said, do that again. Now do it bigger. Repetition of strengths, that's how habits form. Not through self criticism dressed up as discipline, through deliberate daily visibility into what's already working. Here is a scenario most traders will recognize. Two traders, same strategy, same market conditions. Trader A reviews his week by listing every mistake, every missed entry, every exit that was a tick too early. Trader B asks one question: what did I execute well and why did it work? 6 months later, Trader A is still working on his psychology. Trader B has quietly built a process that compounds his strengths week after week. Same starting point, completely different destination. The only difference, what each one chose to make visible. So here is the actual assignment. No new system required. one sentence written or spoken before the market opens tomorrow. And that's it. Here is what I'm good at. Here is what I did well yesterday. Here is exactly how I'm going to use that today. That's it. Not a paragraph, not a journaling session, one sentence with three parts. Do it every trading day for 2 weeks and preferably 21 days. And pay attention to what happens to your decision making when you stop walking into the market as a stranger to yourself. Because the trader who knows his strengths doesn't spiral after a loss. He doesn't freeze when the setup gets complicated. He doesn't need the market to validate him because he already knows what he brings to it. He reaches instinctively for what he knows works. That's not ego, that's not arrogance, that's a trader who has finally stopped being invisible to himself. And here is the thing that nobody says out loud: the market will humble you constantly, ruthlessly, without an apology. The only thing that survives that humbling, the only thing that keeps you in the game long enough to get good, is an unshakable relationship with your own strengths. Build that relationship because everything else you are trying to fix depends on it. If this video woke you up today, hit the subscribe button. We don't sugarcoat things here. Welcome to Market Sector, where we master the mind or behind the charts. And I will see you in the next video.